YouTube for the NASCAR Xfinity Series United Rentals 250 here from the Talladega Superspeedway. I am joined once again by Robert, who is right here as usual. Got the longer cord on my phone.
Here, use the red one, it's longer.
No, it's the same length as the black one here. But, yeah, we're here, and, we're a little bit late as the green flag has just dropped. We are now on lap 5 here as A.J. Allmendinger ascends to the race lead. Pole sitter Jesse Love has fallen all the way to 8th already, and his teammate Austin Hill having a similar trouble at maintaining track position. In the spring, it was very hard to find a plate race that these two couldn't do well at. Now they are definitely struggling here today. Alright, so right now it's Allmendinger, Herbst, Gray, the top 3 here. As Taylor Gray on the bottom looking for the lead here. Going to go all the way up by side Allmendinger. And now Taylor Gray gets put in the middle of 3 wide here, and that is going to drop him all the way to the back. And Sam Mayer ascends to the second position and battling for the race lead on the inside line. The number 1 car of Sam Mayer, the 16 of Allmendinger on the outside. Allmendinger, again, will be going back to full-time Cup Series racing next year for colleague racing in the Cup Series. So, he's got one more shot here at an Xfinity Series title before that move back to the Cup Series. So, there we go. Alright.
The way it's bouncing back and forth, it should be interesting.
Yeah, and again, it's a really wide track, and it should make for some good comers and goers here. Would not be surprised to see a third lane going. As Sam Mayer gets out in front and is actually able to start blocking for the lead here. And we go into a side-by-side commercial break. So yeah, it took a arm and a leg trying to find the channel, because the CW is not an easy channel to find for whatever reason. It's like, I want to support you guys. Just make finding the race easier. There we go. There's the live chat. Didn't have time for a pre-race poll today, but that should be fine. Alright, so there we go. How's everybody doing? We are at our first, again, side-by-side commercial break here. Only 7 laps in and we're already at commercial break. Like, come on, man. And Ryan Sieg there looking for the lead. Ryan Sieg was so close to making it into the NASCAR Xfinity Series playoffs. All he needed was another inch or 2 on his front bumper, and he could have won that race at Texas in the spring, and that would have locked him in. Ends up missing out on the playoffs based on points here. Slide a little bit closer to get into the frame just that little bit more.
Yeah, if I don't hit you green screen.
Yep. Alright, so yeah, right now though it is definitely a 2-lane race right now. Curious to see if we see a 3rd lane materialize here at some point.
They probably won't right away. I think after a couple laps, after the first stage, they'll end up doing it.
Yeah, and of course, as the drivers get more desperate to make moves, the later on in the race they go. We've got 17 laps to go here in stage number 1.
As long as they don't go 5 wide, they should be good.
Yep. I know you were just over there on the simulator racing this track.
Yeah.
So how was it?
I got 8th, and I did lead it for a little bit, and then I had to go to the pit.
Yep. Alright, well, we're just hanging out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good day. If you guys are, of course, remember to hit the like button and subscribe if you guys are new. We've been doing these races all weekend, and again, that will not be stopping tomorrow. Tomorrow we will be here for the Cup Series race. Again, we may be a little bit late to that one as I get out of work at virtually the exact same time the race is scheduled to start.
And while those are going and any commercials, we can keep an eye on football as well.
Yep. And I say, obviously, the only thing we got for football today would be college football, but...
Who's playing today for college?
I know the Gators play UCF tonight during as we get later into the night, about 7:30 or so. But I don't know who else is on for college. I think I saw UConn was playing when I was looking through channels looking for the race. Let's see. College football today. Alright, so Indiana's playing Northwestern. Georgia, Alabama. Okay, there's your big game of the day. Georgia versus Alabama. And Jesse Love fires around the outside of the race lead. Where did he come from? He was in 8th a moment ago.
He must have jumped the whole front pack.
Yeah, he must have weaved his way through there. And yep, there is a third lane forming in the middle line there, trying to make something happen. But yeah, Jesse Love, the pole sitter of the race, has found his way back to the front, and there's his teammate Austin Hill making his way back up into the top 5 as well in that number 21 car. Let's see some of the other games from.
How many Smiths are there?
There's Chandler Smith and Sammy Smith in this race. Zane Smith will be tomorrow.
It's confusing with all these same last names sometimes.
Oh, and none of the Smiths are related.
Wait, they are?
No, they aren't.
I would have been surprised if they were.
Yeah, nope. None of the Smiths are related, but the Taylor that you will see driving that number, or the Gray that you'll see driving that number 19 car, he's the same Taylor Gray that was in the 17 truck yesterday.
Well, at least it wasn't as bad as the truck at the end.
Yeah, it was the 19 truck at the end there, yeah.
I seen that. That was crazy.
Yeah, it was, the damage yesterday at the end of that race was absolutely nuts. Just glad that all the drivers were okay.
Looked like a car ate his freaking door.
Yep. But, yeah, once again, though, Jesse Love getting to the front of the field, and now AJ Allmendinger able to be that second car in line in between the two RCR cars, potentially going to be able to work with them here. And again, a lot of Talladega is a lot about collecting up those points and trying to ensure yourself against a potential wreck late in the race.
Bill's trying to fight his way up to in front.
Yeah, Austin Hill on the inside behind the number 16. He's trying to give a nice push here, maybe get the 16 out in front, but I think right now the 21 is more than content to just kind of ride in line here, as he knows that his teammate needs the points just as much, if not way more than he does.
I think he's just waiting for an opening for both of them.
Yeah, if they could get the two of them together, that'd be great. So yeah, so for the noon games today for college football, you had Missouri versus Texas A&M, Penn State versus UCLA, and Louisville versus SMU. SMU actually beat Louisville earlier, okay. A&M beats Missouri, okay, that's a pretty big upset. And then Penn State beats UCLA, that was expected. So here we go, and now on the bottom of the racetrack, that's Eric Almirola that they are going around and lapping here, putting him a lap down. That is a former NASCAR Cup Series winner and last week's race winner here in the NASCAR Xfinity Series.
Back in the pack looks, like it's gone 3 wide for a little while.
I see 4 wide back there, but
yeah, just see it now.
Yep, yeah, I see a friend of the channel there, Carson Quapple, right in the middle of that 4 wide there, driving the number 88 car in his final NASCAR Xfinity start for the season. Again, he will be full-time in the number 1 car next year for Junior Motorsports. Looking forward to that one. Looking forward to getting to see him. Alright, just gotta go ahead and send race picks off to Eli, because for once I actually need to know who he's gonna pick, because Kyle Busch was taken before his turn.
Glove's able to hold the front for a while now.
Yeah, well, again, I think that's a lot to do with the fact that there's a lot of Chevys in the front pack here. I mean, legitimately, look at that top 10. You've got 7 Chevys, 3 Toyotas, no Fords in sight.
Well, that's a good thing.
Yeah, well, As I say, if you don't like Ford, this is definitely the race to watch because you will get plenty of everything but Fords. I think there's a total of like 4 Fords in the entire field.
Probably all the way at the back.
All right, let's see. We got Fords. We got Fords in 12th, 13th, 18th, 19th, 21st, 29th, 31st, and 35th. So there's a few more Fords than I thought there were, but here we go. 10 laps to go in stage 1.
Oh, stupid side ad again.
Well, I prefer side by side, so at least we get a way to watch the what's going on the track versus not being able to see anything.
True. Then when you come back, you just don't know anything.
Yeah, and you just see a car up in smoke.
Or flipped over.
Alright, there we go, got that sent off.
Nine laps to go on this stage.
Yeah, 9 laps to go.
Well, 8 now.
Yeah, curious to see what Jordan Anderson's going to be able to do, as he's usually one that can come to play here at the Superspeedway style tracks. But yeah, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. But yeah, Chandler Smith here in the number 81 getting right up towards the front of the field.
Seems like a decent race so far.
Yeah, so far so good. Again, Jesse Love trying to control the race as best he can, but the fact that he's lost the lead and been able to fight his way back to it, I think that shows that his car is really strong here.
I think he actually conceived the field perfectly.
Alright, so there we go. So yeah, they are swerving up and down the track, and here comes Allgaier to the front. Allgaier making his way up towards the front of the field here. And let's see, what's it gonna be here? Yep, there goes Justin Allgaier making his way towards the front of the field, up to second. Alright, here we go. Coming back from commercial break, and once again, Jesse Love just playing this lane game as he's moving top to bottom, trying to get in front of whichever lane starts to move here. 6 laps to go in stage 1. Not a lot to really go off of here, but there's not a lot of momentum built in that top line, although there is a significant amount of Toyota help on that top line. You got 4 Toyotas in a row lined up there on the top line.
And every time someone swerves out to go around Love, he just swerves right in front of him.
Yeah, well, here we go. The 81 manages to get alongside Love, so now he can try and make the pass before Love gets a chance to make the block, since Love's already kind of missed the opportunity to block Chandler Smith here.
I think he's waiting for a turn.
Yeah, well, here we go. Coming into the corner again right now. There's the points as they run. Currently Chandler Smith versus Love leading. Makes it somewhere between a 5 to 8 point gap in the points here. But yeah, right now though, that Toyota line on the top line, I would say, is definitely a formidable threat here for Love. We'll have to wait and see if it ends up materializing.
Especially how he's keeping up right with him. Oh, he got one on his left side as well, so Love's falling back a little. Oh, I was not seeing Love go all the way back and down to 11.
Yep. Well, once again, as I say, it seems like it's pretty hit or miss as to whether or not you can manage to maintain that track position or not. Now, the question is, does Chandler Smith try and go up the track to try and help his teammates, try and tow them up to the front as well here? And that's going to ultimately come down to if the 7 keeps putting on the pressure.
Oh, 4 wide. I'm just waiting for a 5 wide, then that's going to be really bad.
And here we go. Love leading the line on the top side here. Curious to see if that's going to end up going anywhere. But as of right now, it doesn't look like the Love's line has a ton of momentum here. Alright, here we go. Love once again on the outside, but way too far back here as he's got 2 laps to go. 2 laps left. Can anyone top Chandler Smith here?
I wonder if Smith's going to be able to hold the momentum.
Yeah, well, we got 2 laps to go. When we get to 1 lap to go, that's when Allgaier is going to start pulling out all the stops to try and get that lead back. Alright, so right now 2 laps to go here. And we're closing in on the end of this first stage here. 1 lap to go.
On this stage?
Yeah, Chandler Smith, Creed, Allgaier. Let's see who gets the win here. It's gonna be a battle here. Let's see. So to the back bumper goes the 81. You have the 16 and the 7. Anything these 2 drivers can do to make it around. Big push here to the 16. Oh, 16 might have a shot. Tries to go to the outside. The 81 blocks. 81 able to hold the lead. 16 of Allgaier comes home second. Third,
Caution
Allgaier.
at the end.
Yeah, caution at the end of each stage. It's a guaranteed yellow at the end of each stage.
I don't get that.
They throw it. That gives one NASCAR a chance to go ahead and get more commercial breaks in under caution flag without interrupting green flag racing, and allows them to get the points all totaled up without having to hire extra people there.
Not bad. 25 laps done.
Yeah, 25 laps done in a real hurry here. I'm going to go use the bathroom, but I will be right back. But, yeah, this race going by pretty quick. And, again, Chandler Smith, congratulations on that Stage 1 victory. And we actually managed to get it on TV. Yeah, I will say I'm not a big fan of the caution flags at the end of the stages, but I will say they definitely help. Yeah, kind of quantify the stages a little bit. I also got to go ahead and grab my NASCAR fan award points real quick. Checked in. And I got to go change my fantasy football lineup because fantasy football, they just moved, they just moved Brandon Cooks onto IR, which means I can go ahead and maybe find another running back to go ahead and swap out Carson Steele with. So, just moved him to IR. And now you can go ahead and look at running backs that are available. Position, running back. Cam Akers is as good as it gets. Wow. Could go for some Ajay P. Ryan. Granted, if I take him, that would basically make Carson Steele a completely irrelevant player to have on my lineup.
For what position?
Running back. Because, Jonathan Taylor was ruled out late in the week. Which means I now have to try and find a replacement for him. You could go Tank Bigsby in Jacksonville. Actually, that might not be a bad option. He's been getting...
I got Moss from Cincinnati. He does pretty good.
Alright, there we go. But yeah, hoping to be able to start him there because, again, the lack of a... At least Tank Bigsby is the number one running back, it seems like, in Jacksonville over Etienne at this point. And here we go. Pit road's open. We're back from commercial break, and we've got Allmendinger, Hill, Allgaier, and Chandler Smith going here.
And a bunch more. But those are the main four they're looking at.
Yep. So here we go. Hill has made the stop in his box. Chandler Smith and Allgaier a bit further down pit road. And let's see. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 seconds. Over 19 seconds for Austin Hill. That is a slow stop. 15-8 for Allmendinger, and they're coming off pit road. Jesse Love wins the race off pit road with no tires for Jesse Love. Two tires.
Picked up like gas or something.
Yeah, it just came for gas and go. Then three drivers took tires only. Chandler Smith, Sheldon Creed, and Allgaier. Then Allmendinger losing 3 spots, takes first driver on 4 tires. Cole Custer gains 3 spots on 4 tires, so that's a really good day or a really good start for him. So yeah, which NFL game are you most looking forward to this weekend?
I can't wait for... I can't even think right now.
Alright.
I kind of forgot the games that were happening this week.
I know your Patriots play the Dolphins.
That one I want to watch, but I'm not trying to because I already think the Dolphins are going to beat them.
Yeah.
One game that I'm really interested to see is actually the Baltimore versus Cincinnati. I think that should be an interesting game.
Yeah, I certainly think that could be an interesting game for sure. Oh, oh.
And probably the Raiders versus Broncos game. Those are probably the two that I would like to watch.
Yep.
Which I can probably just get highlights of it on my NFL app that I paid for now.
Yep. Yeah, NFL Plus.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got the package for $16.99. I did not want to go higher.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that. But yeah, so now I've got 2 players on my IR in that team.
I got 1 in IR, which is McCaffrey.
Yeah, my opponent over in the in my work fantasy league ended up with 3 players filling up his entire IR slot to the point where he doesn't even have an IR spot open at this point. Yeah, he had 2 Nick Chubb and McCaffrey. Obviously, we're expecting Nick Chubb to be coming back soon, but that doesn't necessarily fix all the problems. Alright, here we go. Coming back from commercial break. Should be getting ready for the choose cone here momentarily. So yeah, Richardson's listed as doubtful.
Not mine on my lineup is good. I moved the 2 that were out earlier.
Yeah.
Which was the Las Vegas receiver and then one of the running backs for a different team.
But yeah, ultimately I needed to come up with something for the running back slot there because again Jonathan Taylor being out really can't throw a curveball.
In your lineup as on the bench or anything? Yeah, have one in your backup for a bench.
I had Carson Steele, who has not been filling the same role I hoped he would with Pacheco out. Yeah, it looks like they might be preparing Kareem Hunt to take the majority of those snaps. Alright, so there we go. Let's see. Cole Custer moving up into the top 10 there. Dean Thompson up, making some moves. Anthony Alfredo just outside the top 10. Carson Quapple there. Go.
The Mets beat Brewers.
Yep, the Mets eliminated the Brewers from the playoffs the other day. to green, green, green. Green flags out. We are back to racing. And once again, Jesse Love finds his way to the front of the field somehow, some way.
Yeah, but you got Smith right on his tail.
Yeah, Smith, Allgaier, Creed, Custer, they're all going to be breathing down his neck for the for that top spot. Because each and every one of these drivers wants a sniff of that lead, and especially where we only got a 25-lap stage, and we're already on lap 7 of stage 2 as of right now. Just absolutely killing it through the field. Alright, so there we go. Again, Love trying to do the whole the little Pied Piper moving as he goes top to bottom, bottom to top. Just trying to lead both lanes around here.
Love is able to get a decent distance.
Yeah, Love's starting. He's still not all that far out ahead. The biggest thing helping him right now is the fact that the two guys side by side behind him are slowing each other down and making it harder to allow that second place driver to try and make a move here. Love is the race leader. Smith and Custer are both also well above the cut line here. And right now, Allmendinger versus SVG are the battle to the cut line there. Allmendinger only 1 point above. SVG 1 point below, but he's got plenty of room to gain some spots here. Then you got guys like Parker Kligerman and Sammy Smith who will need a big day here down the stretch. There we go. Everybody kind of filtering to the bottom of the racetrack. Curious what that's going to develop into, but we'll have to wait and see. Alright, so yeah, right now though, they're starting to get single filed out. Looks like a lot of the Toyotas have started making their way to the bottom of the racetrack and try and see if they can make that bottom work. Meanwhile, Love and his crew are trying to make the top line the dominant line here. Alright, so there we go. So Allmendinger into the back of the 18 of Sheldon Creed. Gonna get into the back bumper of the 8 of Chandler Smith, or the 18 of Chandler Smith, and try and make something happen. But
you got one Ford. Actually, you got 2 Fords in the top 10. I've seen the Fords. Yeah, I've seen 2, but might have changed.
Yeah, right now there's 1 Ford, 1 Chevy, and 1 Ford, 1 Toyota in the top 10, and then the rest is all Chevy.
Chevys are cool.
Alright, so yeah, right now SVG and Allmendinger are fighting for position. That's going to be interesting to see how that ends up playing out here, as those two are also fighting for points to try and make it into the next round of the playoffs. It's going to be a curious one. Alright, so here we go, and they're going to commercial break here halfway through stage number 2. And is it going to be full screen or is it going to be side-by-side commercials? It's going to be side-by-side commercials, alright.
Thankfully.
Yep.
This commercial's gonna make me hungry eventually.
Yep. Gotta love some Olive Garden commercials. Alright, well, we are just chilling out here. Again, a little bit of a late start to the stream as we were getting everything set up and trying to find the channel. Alright, so there we go. Again, these drivers doing everything they can right now, trying to maintain the calmness of this race as they all just need to follow line. Nothing going on in terms of the battle for the lead. The entire bottom lane is kind of vaporized. There still some guys down there, but nobody's making a ton of momentum. We're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. If you guys are, of course, the like button and subscribe if you guys are new. And there we go. Love's moving down to the bottom of the racetrack. That's important because SVG seems to be struggling in the middle of the pack as well here. Alright, so yeah, right now though, these drivers, they're looking for somebody following right now. So here we go, 10 laps to go, 10 more left in stage number 2, and let's see, if you're out of 17, do you try and go ahead and pass them before
what was that?
Just trying to figure out if there's really any kind of hope there, or if there's a sneak attack to be expected here from the 7, potentially, in second, trying to stab Steamer in the back.
The problem with that is if he tries past the lead, the lead's just going to go the same direction he's going to block it. If he waits it out, get another person on the upper side, then probably go on the inner side on the turns.
Yep.
Because the number 2 car normally goes second lane sometimes on the turn. It depends on their movements, how he moves.
Alright, well, here we go. That outside line has formed, and it is basically everything you asked for.
Oh!
And, there's a crash. Yep, there's the first crash of the day. 92 and Nick Lights there involved. Not sure who else was involved or who caused it, but we do have our first crash of the day. Looks like Harris.
It was almost halfway done.
Yep.
Oh, look at that front bumper.
Oh, yeah. Alright, so let's see what ended up causing that.
16 gets put out. From that angle, you couldn't even tell. It was basically a chain reaction.
Yep. Alright, I'm gonna get some ice water. You want some?
Yeah, since I don't have any more sugary drinks.
Alright. Your water from last week. which is great. And here we go.
We're back. Hopefully soon the lights go off on a
They're doubled up already, so we should be going green next time by. Alright, so Justin Allgaier leads the field right now. Austin Hill to second. Jesse Love to third. Anthony Alfredo, the local guy from Connecticut, up in the fourth position.
What a last name.
Yeah, and Cold Custard out there in fifth place.
I thought I heard every weird last name. No.
What?
Alfredo, really?
Alfredo, yeah.
Were they thinking of food when they named him?
Maybe his family were pasta makers, considering last names are typically based on professions.
Not all the time.
No, but a lot of them are. Smiths were people who worked as blacksmiths back in the day. My last name, Dyer, comes from people who dyed clothing. A lot of them do have origins like that.
I thought he was just dying from OPD.
Yeah, nope.
Lights off on a pace car.
Yep. And a five lap dash here for the stage. So all they need to do is keep it together for 5 laps and we will see a stage finish here.
I wonder if Love's going to be able to take the first back and...
Yeah, I'm curious about that. Alright, here we go. Slide on over. Trying to avoid continuing to take up that middle of the screen. And as I love is going to be coming from deep in the field, it looks like here on this one. Oh, I know he's in. Never mind, he's third.
He's in third,
yeah.
So I'm wondering if he'll be able to get back to the first and between the.
Well, he's got his teammate in front of him. So I think those two working together should be able to power around the outside. The question is whether or not he ends up ditching his teammate to try and go for the stage win himself, or if he just pushes his teammate to the stage win and takes second place on the stage, which is only one less point. But it doesn't come with a playoff point that would move with him into the next when they reset the points for the next round of the playoffs.
Right.
So here we go through the restart zone. We are green flag is out. We are back to racing.
With 5 to go.
4 to go now. 4 to go as they take the green flag. So we'll have a 4-lap dash here. And these drivers, they're getting linked up and ready to go. And right now we got an 8-car breakaway as the front 4 in each line started to kind of build a gap to the cars behind them here. But right here you see that RCR tandem on the top side. You gotta be careful. You can't lock the bumpers for too long here in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, but they are making it work here on that top line. There we go. They are separated now, so they have reset whatever the bumper's locking clock is. And yeah, right now though you got Austin Hill all the way at the top of the racetrack. You got Justin Allgaier all the way at the bottom trying to make something happen. Difference of 64 1/1000ths of a second at the line that last time by. Definitely pretty close here. Just a question of who's going to end up being able to get this one. Is it going to be the 21 of Hill? Is it going to be the 7 of Allgaier, who is starting to lose a little bit of that support behind him?
Love moves to second.
Yeah, there we go. Love moves up to second, but here's a big push from the 16 to the 7. The 7 right back up, passes Love, passes Hill, and he's going to get clear of Hill. He can put the block on Hill now. Hill going to be trying to find his way around.
What a play.
Around him. Hill back up to the top to cover Love. And Allgaier goes up to the top to cover off that match as well here. As they got 3 laps to go. 3 more times around. And again, that bottom line has kind of dissipated in terms of the energy, which is going to be a little bit of a hurt here for Hill and Love, because their line is now going to be the primary one. He's going to go to block, but here we go. Hill goes to the bottom. He's going to try and make a move here on Justin Allgaier just barely gets back up in front of him, trying to swerve every which way here. Now Love dives out of line. He is going to try and
3 wide.
Go 3 wide here for the lead, and he's going to try and take the spot from his teammate. I thought he might just sit in line and play the nice, peaceful teammate game, but clearly he's going to try to go for it here. And now that is Jesse Love and Hill battling side by side for the lead, as we are going to take the white flag. 1 lap to go here in stage 2 here. So right now the question
Hill
is,
and Love's battling it out.
Who?
Yeah, Hill and Love, they're both battling it out. Been back and forth for the last second.
Yep. And now Chandler Smith kind of side drafting the number 2 here, and all the way to the outside. Another Smith gets involved. Sammy Smith all the way to the outside. He's got Shane Van Gisbergen behind him.
All the way to the first.
He's going all the way. He's going to try for first. The question is, can he nail the final pass here? Side by side, but the momentum is going to be with Austin Hill off the corner. The 2 of Love gives a nice big push to the 21. That's going to give the 21 the advantage. The 8 has no push, and we're coming off turn 4. Hill goes up the block, and that is going to be Austin Hill winning stage 2. Sammy Smith second. Jesse Love coming home third. Fourth, Shane Van Gisbergen, and Chandler Smith rounds out your top 5 finishers here in stage number 2. Riley Herbst, AJ Allmendinger, Sheldon Creed,
I was not expecting that last
Cole
second
Custer,
push.
and Brandon Jones rounding out your top 10 finishers.
I was not expecting that last second push from Jesse Love.
Yeah. Yeah, Jesse Love came with that push just the right time there.
He's like, I'm going to help him.
Yep. He had a car right up his rear end. He didn't have much of a choice to back off and try and build a run. Alright, so there we go.
$50 laps out of 94. Not bad.
Yep.
With only 3 cautions so far.
And just over an hour, or just under an hour into the race.
It might be an easy race then.
Yep.
Depending at the end.
Yeah, we'll see how many laps of overtime we end up going for.
Did you ever figure out your running back situation?
Yeah, I went and grabbed Tank Bigsby from Jacksonville.
He does good on the running game, so.
Not to mention, Colts have been one of the worst teams against the run this year, and with the game being played in Jacksonville, it's virtually a guaranteed Jacksonville win, considering recent history. Considering quite literally the last time we saw the Colts win in Jacksonville, 2014, with back when we had what's his name, Luck as our quarterback. So yeah, certainly a game we're hoping to win, but certainly no confidence in that one. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a quick look at some of these college games that were going on. We had Georgia has a 14-3 lead over Auburn. We got Ole Miss versus South Carolina. Ole Miss having the lead there.
Is Notre Dame playing?
Notre Dame, I don't know if they're. This is only the games involving the top 25 ranked schools, and Notre Dame's not ranked, so they wouldn't be on this list. I can go ahead and check. My buddy JP and his Iowa State is playing against Baylor tonight at 7:30, same time as the Florida Gators will be on for me. Let's go ahead and check. Notre Dame football. So, let's see. So they are leading their division right now. And they play, they don't play this week, they play next week against Stanford is their next game.
That should be an interesting game between them.
And they are ranked. Okay, so they are a ranked team. I didn't realize Notre Dame was ranked this year. I know that they usually flutter somewhere in between 20th and not being ranked at all, so I wasn't sure if they were ranked or not, but they're up in 14th on the rankings, which is higher than usual.
The 19th, they're playing in Georgia Tech.
Yeah, I saw that one as well.
And then the 26th, they're playing Navy.
Yep. So yeah, quite literally though, in that stage finish, yeah, you had 1st through 9th were all playoff drivers. And mind you, there's only 12 of them in the entire field. And 9 of them finish inside the top 9.
Which is a good thing.
I would say so. It means that
it will help them with their points.
Well, it does, but it doesn't. If you know what I mean. Because, yes, it helps them with their points. But if you, let's say, for example, if Jesse Love needs to gain points over Chandler Smith, he's not gaining a ton of points if he's only finishing 2 spots ahead of him. That's only gaining 2 points versus if there were only 1 or 2 playoff drivers in the
but
top 10.
they've been back and forth, left and right. So.
Yeah. But again, the point being is that, yeah, ideally if you're rooting for one driver in particular to have to try and gain points, like for example Sammy Smith, who started the day a lot further down in the points, you'd ideally want to be the only.
How about we do a poll since we're already on the 2nd stage?
3rd stage.
We're already on the 3rd stage, and we can pick 4 randoms and see which one finishes.
Alright.
You pick 2, I pick 2. Hill and Love are both in the pit right now.
Yep.
15.7 for Hill.
And here we go. Herbst, Jones, Quapple, the first 3 off pit road. Yeah, all of them taking no tires. Chandler Smith with 2 tires gains 1 spot. Taylor Gray gaining 9 spots there with no tires. Sammy Smith loses 4 despite the use of 2 tires here. But yeah, the TV is super glitchy today. Must just be a CW thing or something.
Who knows?
Either it's a YouTube TV thing, but yeah. Alright, so you want to go ahead and take your picks first?
Update this now?
So these are a bunch of drivers that were a lap down that kind of just filtered to the front as they went around because the lap down cars pit the 2nd lap. So the 1st lap it opens for just lead lap cars only. And then 2nd lap around it will open up for the rest of them.
Yeah, I kind of want to wait for it to actually update. And
so you know who's actually near the front and not?
Yeah, that way I know and I always like the top 10. That way I can figure how it's going to move a little.
Yeah. Alright, well.
Because from the looks of it, it looked like Hill and Love were the 2 that were battling the most. But since the pit stop, I don't know where they're going to be.
Yep. But yeah, I'm still surprised that Miami's doing as well as they have been this year. University of Miami.
How about Boston College? They on for this weekend?
Don't know, but let's go ahead and take a look. Boston College Eagles. They played earlier today against the Virginia Cavaliers and lost 14 to 24. Yeah, but yeah, that game played earlier today.
It would have been fun to watch it.
Yep. Alright, and now it started. There we go. There it started to update as they cross the line. So go ahead and pick your 2 drivers, and then I will pick my 2.
I'll go Taylor Gray. Dean Thompson on the 10th position.
Alright. Alright, I'll try and pick drivers of a similar caliber. I will go ahead and add Carson Kvapil. Which, yeah, that is not how I would have imagined to pronounce Kvapil. But that is the actual pronunciation.
I'm not even touching that.
Carson Kvapil. Kvapil. And my other driver, since you picked two non-playoff drivers, I'm thinking I'm probably going to go a non-playoff guy as well. You know what? Let's go defending winner. Not defending winner, but last week's winner. Eric Amarola, the AA battery. Alright, so there we go. The vote is up, and we will wait and see.
Love's in 14.
Yep. And this is Instagram footage here from Greg Biffle's helicopter as they were going and making the rounds trying to bring supplies and get people out of sketchy areas with the devastation from Hurricane Helene earlier this week.
That must have destroyed a lot.
Yeah, a decent chunk of eastern Tennessee and western North Carolina were absolutely just destroyed. Certainly hoping and wishing the best for everybody down there, but man, that is just a mess.
Clever nature's a bitch.
Yep.
It can be fine one moment and then terrible at the next.
That it can be. Alright, well, they're doubled up and ready to go back racing. Hopefully, you guys are excited for it. Of course, if you guys are, of course, hit the like button and subscribe if you guys are new. Also, go ahead and let us know who you guys think is going to win this race. Definitely curious to see who people think is going to win it. Alright, so there we go. Alright, we are at 2719 on the subscriber count. But yeah, here we go. Pace car's off and green flag will be coming out this time by. Let's see. And it will be waiting for the flag and green flag's out. They are back to racing. And let's see who the race leader is going to be here at the end of 39 more laps. 38 more laps now at the line. So 38 laps to go. There's a nice little final stage here. Again, a lot of playoff drivers in the mix here, but surprisingly we we didn't pick a playoff driver for the poll when we went and put up our 4-driver poll there. So right now, Carson Kvapil winning the early vote there. And here we go, Riley Herbst to the lead of the race. On the top side with help here from Chandler Smith. A pair of playoff drivers there driving it up to the lead. Alright, so there we go. Alright, So yeah, that top line definitely starting to look like the top line has just immediately gotten gathered up and organized. Meanwhile, the bottom is very much the scraps at the bottom. But here we go. Let's see. I see the 88 of Quapple, so hopefully he can go ahead and get some momentum here on the middle lane. There's Jesse Love popping out of line, gonna try and hop down to that bottom line.
You made some good leeway.
Yeah, he made some good leeway, but now he's gonna fall back to the front of his line here as he drops back to the number 9 car. And the number 9 car now gets stuck in the middle here. He gets stuck in the sucker hole, and he's gonna fall all the way back here. There we go. Again, your Toyota driver update there. So you got Toyotas in 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 11th, and 16th for the top 5 Toyotas on the day right now. And yeah, after Carson Quapple started up inside the top 5, he will be he's relegated back already into the late teens to early 20s.
Love's trying to get back up there.
Yeah, Love's starting to get another run. Question is, will it matter? Oh, whoa! All the way back to the bottom there. I thought he was about to pull a Michael McDowell right there.
Oh, I thought he was just going to clip the guy.
It's like, because right before we got this whole thing started, we were watching some of the highlights from Talladega in the spring, and that looked starkly familiar to that Michael McDowell crash. Did. But ultimately, Love hangs on to it, and now Love is looking for the lead, but man, those cars are unstable. Well, Love gets pushed out to the lead here by Sammy Smith. Good push there for Sammy. And that's another playoff driver pushing a playoff driver to the lead. But Eric Almirola right there in the 4th position. Hanging on to that one. Hey, Jordan Anderson up inside the top 10. There we go. Always like to see the part-timers, and especially I love seeing the small team driver owners doing really well.
Anderson's up in the top 10.
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. He's a driver owner of that team.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, he owned a truck team for years, and then ultimately... I believe he actually shut down the truck team or reduced the amount of races they run with the truck team in order to move up to the NASCAR Xfinity Series program that they have today. They've got it full-time with 2 cars, and then they have the 32 car, which has been featured at a lot of races with a rotating cast of drivers.
Love and Smith, nose to nose.
Yeah, Love and Smith, it's door-to-door here. As they head down past start-finish line, 33 laps to go, and we are inching ever closer to that final leg of this race. And
I'm hoping it doesn't turn into a photo finish.
You're hoping it doesn't?
No, because
why do you not want a photo finish?
Then we get a repeat of the last one.
We can have another photo finish. I don't know what he's talking about. I want another photo finish. If you guys want another photo finish, hit the like button. If you guys don't want a photo finish, comment it down below why, because I want to know your reasoning as to why you guys wouldn't want a photo finish. But, yeah, here we go. So, Jesse Love has been able to break away and has kind of taken the lead here of this race, but that is a gigantic opening in the middle. If any drivers can figure out how to make that work, make that middle line work. There's 4 drivers in it right now.
That's a lot of 3 wides.
Yeah, that is. There's 4 drivers in the middle of that pack trying to make something happen, but ultimately I don't know if 4 cars is going to be enough to make something happen, especially up the middle lane where there's a ton of side drafting going on.
Especially on the backside, you get a lot of draft on top of it.
Yep. Alright, well, we are chilling out here. Thank you guys for all We had over 400 people tune in throughout the stream so far. And once again, we will be here tomorrow at as close to 2 p.m. Eastern as we can be for the NASCAR Cup Series Yellowwood 500 as we are going to a side-by-side commercial here.
The most annoying type, but at least it doesn't go off.
It really isn't that annoying.
It's annoying to me a little bit.
Would you much rather have a full screen commercial break where you can't see anything?
I would rather have no commercials.
Well, yeah, obviously no commercials is better, but we can't do no commercials because they gotta pay for some of the show.
True.
That's how the TV makes the money that they paid a couple $1 billion, or I think it cumulatively is near $1 billion contract for the TV rights. But here we go. Alright, to the bottom of the racetrack, Riley Herbst able to go out there and take the lead here as Jesse Love gets cycled a little further back here. So Riley Herbst, Sammy Smith, and Eric Almirola, your new leaders here in the 3 lanes.
More laps.
Yep. And there we go. Quapple up to 13th. He's making some headway here.
I can't believe that pronouncing of that.
What?
That last name is like really odd. I never heard of a last name like that.
Imagine trying to do an interview with him.
I would end up getting my ass in trouble. I would get myself in trouble in a heartbeat.
I legitimately, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if I ever actually said his name during the interview.
I don't think so. I think he was just asking him questions.
Well, yeah, I know we were asking him questions, but like I'm trying to think like legitimately during the introduction, like introducing the audience to him. I don't think I actually said his name. I think JP did all of the talking about that part. And here we go, Sammy Smith now to the lead. So Sammy Smith going to get a nose out ahead of Riley Herbst here on the middle line. I thought he was about to go ahead and take enough of the lane's room to go ahead and start putting some blocks out here. But now Riley Herbst has pulled even with the 8. And now he's got pressure from the outside. Alright, so once again though, NASCAR Xfinity Series, the Xfinity Series heads to the Charlotte Road Course next week for the final race of their first round of the playoffs.
Is it worse than this one? Is that course worse than this one?
It depends how you define worst.
More dangerous or less?
I would say less dangerous.
This one would top it?
This one would top it mainly just because of the top speed and how close the drivers race to each other. So Ryan Sieg has the fastest lap of the race, turned all the way back over 30 laps ago on lap 33. And here we go. We're about to be Smith, and Herbst 3 wide for the lead.
Love dropped down a decent amount. He's in 6.
Yep. But yeah, so there's the track map that they're going to be racing around for next week.
How does that work?
So you drive down into turn 1, out into turn 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you got the turn 7 is that hairpin at the end of that straight. Then up on to 8 and 9, which is in the sports car world known as NASCAR 1 and 2. Then you have a chicane down the back straightaway, 10, 11, and 12 for the turns. And then you got 13, 14 coming back to the front straightaway, turns 15, 16, and the final turn, turn 17 to the checkered flag.
That sounds insane.
Yeah. It almost as insane as Chandler Smith taking the lead here. As that top line kind of just was able to find a rush of momentum there and just rocketed by Sammy Smith and Riley Herbst on the middle and bottom here.
Go for the drop on the back.
Yeah, Jesse Love trying to make something happen. AJ Allmendinger to the top. There's just a lot of moving around here at this point in the race. I'm curious how long until something ends up, one of these things ends up leading to a crash here with the rate of these cars going left and right. So we got 24 laps to go. And we have got ourselves a three-way tie for the final spot on points right now. Three-way tie. Allmendinger, Riley Herbst, Sam Mayer. All three were tied there for a moment in terms of the points going into the final race. That would be insane if we had a three-way tie going into the final race. Now, I will say AJ Allmendinger is a very safe bet considering how good he is at road courses. Especially where he needs points. And speaking of needing points, AJ Allmendinger to the bottom of the racetrack, and he's going to look for the lead. If he wins the race, he doesn't need to worry about points. He can just take his win and take himself to that round of 8. So once again, though, going to a side-by-side commercial. I will say the side-by-sides, to avoid missing any sort of green flag racing, is actually definitely really nice. Dylan Lupton up into the top 10 there. Recently announced this weekend that Dylan Lupton will be the full-time driver of that number 15 car for the remainder of the season, as essentially a little bit of a trial run there for the 15 team to see if he might be someone they might want to look for a potential second car full-time next season. They already named one driver that they've got for the full season next year. So yeah, right now we're chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so here we go. Let's see. Right now, AJ Allmendinger holding on to that bottom line and the race lead. And a good battle for second, though. Alright, let's see. Kyle C. Matt DiBenedetto. A lot of drivers also on the lead lap. Let's see how many drivers are still on the lead lap. What do we think? Over, under, let's say 27 cars on the lead lap.
What, for the changes?
No, for how many cars are on the lead lap. Of the 38 cars that started this race.
I want to say under in the amount you just said.
Under 27?
Yeah.
Alright, let's see. It's over. Wow. Over by a lot. 35 drivers still on the lead lap here.
Wow.
So 35 drivers still with a shot at the checkered flag at the end on the lead lap. versus Oregon State. They're getting ready for their football game. And whoa, big slow up there from the 97 who is going down. Oh, we got a crash. SVG out into the outside fence and crashes into a lot of cars there. Taylor Gray involved. The 11 of Josh Williams involved.
I think Love's involved too.
Was Love that far back?
Yeah, he was getting pushed back a lot. A lot of people overtook him.
We'll have to wait and see. But yeah,
19.
Taylor Gray involved. There's one of your picks for the race.
That's really the one I put.
There's Josh Williams who's going to go ahead and park it in turn 1 here.
21.
Yeah, 21 of Austin Hill gets some damage. You know, honestly, he's probably the one driver I think that could probably win with a car that looks like that.
That's if they let him.
Yeah.
Because look at that whole front end and the side. That's going to throw his whole aerodynamics off.
You can just tape it up.
I think they might do that.
Yeah, that's quite literally what they're going to do here.
Alright,
yeah, so watch this white car here in the front part of the pack. Goes down to the bottom like he knows there's a problem. But the 26 who got stacked up behind him earlier just never able to recover the car control here. So watch the initial slowdown is what's going to ultimately cause this. So here we go. Watch for this initial slowdown here from the stack up of the traffic in front of him. 97 starts to back up.
Oh, it was 97 I seen.
Yeah, 97 went up into the outside fence there. Yeah, I didn't see a red car involved. That's what I was looking for when you said Love was involved.
That's what I was trying to see, because I seen a 2 for a second.
Yep. But, yeah, ultimately, though, I just don't know what happened there for Dean Thompson. What caused him to come back up, down into the 97, because everything seems all good there. And then just the 26 loses control and just wipes out a bunch of cars behind him. The 14 of David Starr goes spinning through. And, there is Jesse Love in the middle. So watch, Jesse Love is going to come through right near the end of the crash. You'll get a chance to see him sneak through. But yeah, he does sneak through, no damage though. So yeah, he's that red and white car in the back here.
Yeah, that's probably why I thought he was involved, because I've seen it.
Yeah, but no, he weaves through unscathed here, and I believe this is actually the onboard from. Okay, this is Austin Hill's onboard. Yeah, he was heavily involved.
I think a couple of cars are probably going to be out because of that.
Yep.
Hit 97 and 97 goes up towards the wall.
Yeah, 97's done. 19 probably done for the day.
26 might be done with that damage.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see on that one. I think that bit looks recoverable. I think 21 could be an up in the air one, but depending on how they're looking in points. But yeah, definitely a chaotic few minutes there in the NASCAR Xfinity series here.
With 17 route to go, really.
Yep. But yeah, so Mike McDowell's won 5 Superspeedway poles in a row. Every single plate track other than the Daytona 500 at the start of the season, where he qualified second to a guy using duck gloves. And by that I mean his glove had webbing between it, similar to what a duck's feet have. meant to help with deflecting the air off the spoiler. So quite literally, the drivers, when they're qualifying at like Daytona, they'll stick their hand out the window to try and deflect the air off the spoiler. So they're driving one-handed when they're going out there for qualifying at Talladega. Can you imagine driving at 180, 190 miles an hour with one hand out the window?
That's probably sketchy as hell.
Hey, at least they don't do it in the race, though, right? Certainly hope they aren't doing that in the race.
I think they would get penalized for being stupid with that.
I mean, they put their hands out the window for other reasons. To signal when they're coming to pit road, the drivers are instructed to stick their hand out the window to indicate to cars behind them that they're coming to pit road. Then other times they just decide to flip each other off. Actually, let me see if I can find the photo. Give me a second. Alright, here we go. Coming down pit road, and they're going to come in for, some of these drivers coming in for their pit stop, just get some fuel, maybe some fresh tires.
48 looks like it got taped.
Yeah.
Oh, 21 definitely got taped up.
Well, that's not the photo I was looking for. But, yeah, that's what happened at this race a year ago for the truck race. Look at what happened to one of the drivers. That was one punch, by the way, that the guy landed. Let me guess. You don't want to
look good.
Yeah, that's the 21 there, and yeah, that's definitely not looking great. One of only 2 drivers involved. Jordan Anderson listed on the list of drivers involved there. So Josh Williams, David Starr, Taylor Gray, Austin Hill, Dean Thompson, Jordan Anderson, Joey Gase, and Shane Van Gisbergen all involved here.
Which is only 2 round playoff ones that were involved.
Yep.
But Hill looks like you got the blunt of it. I don't know why 97 went off past the line, then went back in.
He goes down below the line, I think because he thinks he's having an issue or something. Goes down there to try and be safe,
But
and then
then
26 dives down at him. Because, yeah, he goes down there either because he's having an issue or just because he's trying to save the car.
It looks like 26 got bumped and by 32.
Yeah, by 32.
Lost control.
Yeah, but that is...
Yeah, you lost control for a
Yeah.
second. Hits in 97.
And swings
And
right
97
back up the track.
is
And,
19.
okay, so 32 is definitely out the race.
19 should be able to still function.
Maybe. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that 32 car, definitely not. Look at that thing.
Oh, no, that's just written. And possibly 11, and look at the front.
Yep. Yeah, I would definitely say he's going to be parking it. Which is an inside joke that you probably don't get because you didn't watch the Atlanta race a couple years ago, 2 years ago in the Xfinity series.
No, I wasn't really.
That driver got told to. He got told.
Oh yeah, look.
But yeah, the driver of the 11, he got told to park his car because they had too many crashes in a row, and NASCAR Race Control decided to just lash out at him. Told him that he was done in the race. So he decided to go park his car on the start-finish line and make NASCAR go fetch the car.
Like, get my car.
So he went and stopped on the start-finish line and waved to the fans as he walked away. And as you can imagine, NASCAR did not like that.
They probably fined him.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Still not the most dangerous thing I've seen in racing, though. Still think that's got to go to what Joey Gase did earlier this year.
I'm surprised he was still able to move.
Yeah, that was definitely the most dangerous thing. Driver just chucking his rear bumper cover at another guy. Tore it right off the car, too. Just tears it right off the car and goes to throw it.
What was the car? What number was that one?
That was the number 35.
Would he try to chuck his bumper at someone?
You want to know the funnier part about that? On the rear bumper, it was sponsored by Race Against Crime. And it was used as an assault. Racing Against Crime? Racing to help support crime. There we go.
Just involve yourself in a crime to support us. Yeah.
Yep. So you want to see the video of it?
Sure. It's like, nope, I'm pulling this.
Tears it right off.
Oh, they must have loved him.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure NASCAR didn't have a problem at all. Do you want to know the funny part about that? Both him and the driver he threw that at both got brand new sponsors from that. Yeah, he got a sponsorship from, I think it was Fix It Bumpers after that, after he did that. And the other guy got a sponsorship for the Summer Michigan race from Express Auto Glass.
Okay.
Yeah, they both got brand new sponsors because of the bumper throw.
One got it for getting hit with a bumper, the other one got it for throwing it.
Yep. And we got 14 laps to go. We'll be 13 to go when we go green. And right now, SVG. Oh, Shane Gisbergen's in a real deep hole going into the Roval next week. That's not going to be great. He's 20 below the cut line. Could maybe get a little bit better throughout the race.
Well,
We'll have to wait and see.
below too, so.
Yeah. That's manageable, though.
Well,
Here we go. Allmendinger leading, though, is a big change.
Depending if Smith doesn't go right around him.
Yeah, because if Smith goes around him, he goes from 15 out to locked in. There we go. Green, green, green. Green flag's out. We are back to racing, and again, 13 laps to go here from the Talladega Superspeedway.
Smith gets a little bit of a jump, then now it's back and forth.
Yeah, now you got the big run from the inside line. 3 drivers going to break away on the inside here. And there we go. The 3 drivers on the inside and managed to clear the entire outside line. Allmendinger, Herbst, Chandler Smith, absolutely no contest here that they won that restart. And now heading down into turns 3 and 4. Is Herbst going to try and make a big move here? Of course, we're waiting to see what ends up happening with the... Chandler Smith drops to the bottom line. He wants to try and make something happen. Allmendinger goes to the bottom. Why? No, that's not where you go, Allmendinger. Oh, we got a flat tire in the back. Eric Amarola with a flat tire. And that is not good, especially with how far away from the pits he is.
That's why he's slowing down.
Yeah, well, he's going to have a hard time even just getting it back to the pit road here. Come on, Allmendinger. Allmendinger versus Herbst for the race lead. And right now that's very important because there could be a caution coming out if the blown tire ends up sending debris out.
It's sparking.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of sparks. The question is there any way he gets back to the pit road right now?
Before it pops right off?
Yeah, before the tire carcass gets out and onto the racetrack to where...
Oh, he's coming close to going on the racetrack.
Yeah. He is going to absolutely grind that rim down.
He might be out, to be honest, if that's the case.
And yep, there's the caution. And Herbst, Sammy Smith, and Allmendinger. Allmendinger drops to third as the caution flies, and we've got ourselves 11 laps to go.
We've seen that caution coming.
Oh yeah, I knew it the whole time.
Gotta give the driver credit. He tried his best to get there before the caution even happened.
Yep. But, hey, he might have had a better shot at getting back to the start-finish line or back to the pit lane if he hadn't gone and, I don't know, retired. If he was still driving these cars full-time, maybe he would have known how to get that car back to the pits sooner.
But that's why.
Yeah, there's a big chunk of metal there that you can't have.
I wonder if the car smacked it. I wonder if the car smacked it.
Yeah, that was number 31 of Parker Retzloff.
So it should be interesting with 10 laps. Probably less by the time they go back around.
Yep. But yeah, it has been a chaotic start to the race, and again, we are crossing the 10 lap to go mark here, and we've had 22 lead changes on the day.
And the time that's been is almost 2 hours since we started watching it.
Well, we've only been here for about an hour and a half right now that we've been live.
It feels like 2 hours.
But yeah, let's see. Just gonna check the shipping on my package. Let's see. Alright, should be there by Tuesday. Alright, well, there we go. So I got a package coming Tuesday, and yeah, should be here Tuesday, hopefully. Thank you guys for all 8 of you guys who have decided to spend at least a portion of your Saturday here with us. We greatly appreciate it. And of course, if you guys are new here, of course, the like button and subscribe if you guys are new. We've been doing these kinds of streams for a little while now. He's been here all weekend long, and we will be back tomorrow for the Cup Series race. Yeah. Although we're not going anywhere. We're going to stay around for the final 10 laps as well. Don't worry about that. But
that's if they actually survive the 10 laps.
Colorado State versus Oregon State next on the CW. No, we're not going to be staying live for that, but curious to see where the Beavers
could handle college football.
Yeah, go Beavers. That's about all I would be doing. Go Beavers. Because I like the Colorado or the Oregon State Beavers, mainly because of the storyline behind why they're the Beavers.
Because they have teeth that are like beavers?
No, it's because Oregon's the only flag that has a different backside to its front side, and there's a beaver on the back of the flag. Quite literally, Oregon is the only state flag that actually has a backside, has a specific front and back side, and the backside of the Oregon State flag has a beaver on it. But yeah, there's Shane Van Gisbergen out the car, and he's just reflecting to the replay here. Not sure because I don't have subtitles on today as to what actually is going on here. Let's see. Let's try and get closed captioning here. Alright, gonna try and get some closed captioning here so we can hopefully get an idea as to what he's saying. There we go. And of course, just in time for his interview to end. But, yep. Shane Van Gisbergen, another driver that you probably would have a problem with how his last name is spelled.
Which one?
Shane Van Gisbergen, otherwise known as SVG, because that is how hard his last name is to say. That one, this one right over here.
The one in 12?
No, that's 12th is Ryan Sieg. Honeyman Jr. is in 13th, but no, over here, 35th.
What the?
He's from New Zealand, so.
They're trying to irritate me with weird last names.
Well, I mean, at least that one makes sense because he's specifically from New Zealand. So it's,
what car number is it?
He's number 97. He's the one that was spinning in that crash.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's not as bad as car 31.
What? What's wrong with Retzloff? What's wrong with Parker Retzloff?
Just how it's spelled.
What about pool with an E on the end of it?
Take the E and then you think of a regular pool.
Yep. Or pool like the table game.
I think someone watched too many Creed movies or played a lot of Assassin's Creed.
For Sieg? Or, oh, you're looking at Sheldon Creed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or 18, whatever the car number is.
Imagine reading it like this. Mayor loves Creed.
Well, if you add Alfredo and Mayor and loves Creed.
Yeah. Yeah, the mayor of Alfredo loves Creed. So the stupid things we get up to during this race.
If we entertain you guys with the dumbest stuff that we ever say, just add to it.
Yeah.
You can comment and talk to us. That's fine.
Yep. So yeah, right now though, the race leader, you got Riley Herbst, who has the lead, but Sammy Smith, he's 17 points out as they run right now. If he can just get by one car, he will be your race leader and be locked into that next round of the playoffs. That 17-point deficit goes completely away, and then it becomes a really interesting story at the Roval next week as we get ready for the final race of the round. Lights are off in the pace car. Pace car will be diving for cover. And I don't blame it. That pace car should run away. And hope it doesn't party like it's the 80s.
Well, if they need sauce, they already got Alfredo.
Yep. But here we go. Going through the Geico restart zone. Green flag's out. We are back to racing. But back in the 80s at this very racetrack, a fan hopped the fence and stole the pace car. Yep.
That's probably a move I would probably pull.
Yeah, one of the first ever hold my beer moments. Hold my beer, I'm gonna go steal the pace car.
I'm gonna drive with these guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna just steal one of the cars. But here we go. Herbst gets the lead off the restart here. Allmendinger all by himself on the bottom here. No help for Allmendinger, and he's going to have to try and do whatever he can to try and just hang on to that outside line, which the outside line being really well formed up is not going to help do him any favors in terms of trying to make this work.
You got the two Smiths in the second and third position.
Yeah, Sammy and Chandler, or Chandler and Sammy, depending on which order they end up in. And here we go. Sammy Smith just going to go up there and take the lead. All right, Sammy Smith is going to say, yeah, I'm the first Sammy in the list. But yeah, Sammy Smith drives right up to the front of the field with a push from his teammate, the number 7 of Allgaier. A really big push, and that's going to go ahead and just push both of them right to the lead. Yeah, Brandon Jones in the number 9 car also going to get pushed out to the lead. And that would be a 1-2-3 for Junior Motorsports if those 3 drivers can all hang on to those spots.
Well, I'm just glad I don't see Alfredo.
Alfredo's in 11th.
Don't remind me.
He's got the dead-on tools car here today. But, yeah, here we go. Let's see. Big run on the outside here. Herbst getting a push from Chandler Smith. Herbst's going to go up to 3rd. And, oh, there goes Sammy Smith up to block. Him and Allgaier both going up to block. Allgaier now back down to the bottom. Allgaier going to try and take the lead. And they gap Sammy Smith and put Sammy Smith in the middle of 3 wide. And that is not going to be a fun way for Sammy Smith to try and make this work. Although
Sammy's now 4th.
Yeah, Sammy Smith drops to 4th, but the...
gonna take 3rd.
Yeah, the 98 dropping down in front of him really helps him out there. Helped him get out of 3 wide in the middle, and instead made him 2 wide on the outside line.
4 laps to go.
Yeah, only 4 laps to go. It is closing in on the end of this race, that is for sure. So here we go. 4 laps to go. Allgaier, Herbst, Chandler Smith, Sammy Smith, Quapple. And, oh, Herbst's going to pop out of line. And Herbst is looking for the race lead on Allgaier. Allgaier versus Herbst for the race lead. And, oh, Allgaier way up the track. Chandler Smith now going to try and sneak on through here. Big push, though, from Sammy Smith to the back bumper of Riley Herbst. Herbst's going to try and get this win. We got ourselves 3 laps to go. 3 laps to go here. And, yeah, let's go ahead and see what this is going to provide here. No, we got a big crash. Big crash behind the leaders.
9 seconds.
Brandon Jones and multiple others involved. And they're still wrecking.
Oh, my
God.
God.
The 48 of Parker Kligerman absolutely thrashed. And he
on the 3rd lap left.
And he will be a must-win at Charlotte next week. The 00 of Cole Custer. The 7 of Allgaier torn up. The 31 of Parker Retzloff.
Oh, my God.
The 31 of Parker Retzloff absolutely torn up in this one. Yep. Jeb Burton looks like he's had a piece of 1 or 2 wrecks on the day. AJ Allmendinger with a massive wreck as well, and he will probably be a must-win at Charlotte next week. And, of course, not all these drivers that are going to be must-wins can win.
9 might get carried out.
Yeah, there we go.
Jones might get carried out.
Jones will probably be able to get out of that car. The wreck looked scary, but these cars
No,
are
I'm
designed
talking about being carried by a wrecker.
Oh, yeah, no, his car is done. I thought you were talking about the driver when you said he was going to get carried out. I thought you were talking about
I'm talking
a stretcher or something. But yeah, no, that car is definitely towed.
That's going to be a shit fest.
Yeah, and it was actually the 88 of Quapple that started that one.
And it kept on getting worse, especially when the back of the pack came in.
I mean, even up there, they continued wrecking as they went further forward. Like, watch this wreck and see how the wreck starts to go forward, not backwards. So here we go. So the bad push here from Jones to Quapple ends up wrecking Quapple here. Actually, the number of Junior Motorsports cars taken out, and that's also ironic. Oh, Alfredo was in it too. Alfredo in the number 5 car goes and gets taken out in it.
Took most of his front end.
Yep. So yeah, here we go. And yeah, once again, that was just a really bad push there from the 9. And, I mean, that's just what happens when you start pushing and playing stupid here.
That was the dumbest choice.
But yeah, so the 9, the 88, the 7 are all teammates as well. So that's at least 3 Junior Motorsports cars involved in this. Not sure if there were any others even on the track to
Look
be
at that hood just flapping.
Yep. Luckily, yeah, Sammy Smith avoids it. I think he might be the only Junior Motorsports car that didn't get involved in that. Oh, wait, where's Mayer? Did Mayer get involved in it, or did Mayer make it through? Not sure. Mayer probably got collected in it, too, somewhere.
I think he got pushed back a little before it even happened.
Oh, well, maybe he weaved his way through then at the very tail end of the field. But regardless, yeah, that is a massive wreck there. But Anthony Alfredo's been pretty solid this year. Just a bit of unfortunate luck here today, and an unfortunate way for Coaple's final NASCAR Xfinity Series start here for the season to come to an end.
Sounds like waffle, but it's spelled really random.
Yeah. Hey, at least it's not a put as many vowels. Yeah, but yeah, at least it's not a put as many vowels in a row contest as similar to how Chop Robinson's name is actually spelled.
Car 9 being carried out by Wrecker.
Yep. Yeah, the 9 car getting towed away. At least the driver was able to get out. That's the most important part there. And we are going to NASCAR overtime. This is the first race that you've broadcast that actually went to overtime with me?
Yeah.
All right, well, you excited for your first NASCAR overtime?
So what happens with the overtime?
So, 2-lap restart. Whenever they get going green, it will be 2 laps. If they can make it to the white flag, the next flag ends the race. If there's another crash, they reset the clock and go back to 2 laps to go whenever they are able to go back to the green flag. And there are unlimited attempts.
At this rate,
we may not have enough cars left. That is, honestly, though, it's only the 6th caution, and we had 2 of them for just the stage ends, so... I mean, really, that's only 4 crashes on the base car.
2 crashes, I believe. I think there was only 2 big ones.
Well, yeah, only 2 big ones.
Then one's minor bumper smack, and then tire
the flat tire. But yeah, we've had 4 cautions for contact or for cause.
And then the 2 were just
for the 2 stages that are just a formality.
But 2 of them were really crazy.
Yeah, I picked a good time, by the way, to record a clip there, because I actually started a recording literally moments before the wreck. Had no idea that they were going to wreck. I was just getting ready to clip it in case it was the run to the checkers.
Well, I hope you got that at least.
Oh, I did.
Just make like a small video of the clip and the reaction.
Yep.
Not a bad race. I feel sorry for the drivers that were out there, and
certainly feel bad for the owners who are going to have to pay millions of dollars to repair those things for next week's race.
I feel sorry for the mechanics that are going to have to fix all the...
While being severely underpaid.
Yeah.
Yep. For the millions of dollars of crash damage they're going to be fixing.
And then probably fixing some engine problems on top of it, and then the frame.
Yep.
That's a lot of hours to put in.
Yep.
And a lot of parts to order.
Oh yeah, that definitely is going to be a mess. Alright, well, thank you guys for all 9 of you guys that are hanging out in chat. Again, we were getting ready for going to NASCAR overtime. I think we can pretty safely say that all of our drivers, I think, are out of the race at this point from our poll.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see where the highest one is.
Want to just do a poll for the top 2 and see if they survive it?
We'll see. But yeah, so Taylor Gray 16 laps down. Eric Almirola is only 1 lap down. Eric Almirola could come back in this one. Let's see.
Oh, they're showing the video again.
Yeah, the video, the wreck. But yeah, so right now they're still showing Carson Kvapil is in 5th place here. And they're showing Dean Thompson in the 26 in 24th. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see because obviously the 88 is out of the race, so Carson Kvapil's out. So Eric Almirola might legitimately be the only driver from our picks that are on the track still.
But isn't he like a lap down?
He's 1 lap down, but if he wasn't involved in this crash, he should get the free pass because he was the first car 1 lap down. First car 1 lap down every single caution, as long as they aren't involved in the crash that brings out the caution, they get a free lap back. So
it should put him at least in a place.
Yeah, it's a way to try and get more cars back on the lead lap and give people a way to try and earn their laps back. But, yep. Yeah, that is just a ton of damage, though, to so many race cars. Alright, well, we're just chilling out. Hopefully everybody is having a good time. We're just chilling out here and waiting for overtime as the red flag has been displayed. And yeah, we're just chilling out.
Well, they got a couple cars to grab.
Yeah, and here's the list of drivers involved. Cole Custer, Jesse Love, Alfredo, Allgaier, Jones, Lupton, Allmendinger, Burton, Blaine Perkins, Parker Retzlaff, Leland Honeyman Jr., Parker Kligerman, and Carson Kvapil. And yes, that is a mouthful to say.
So Jones might be completely out.
Oh yeah, he's definitely out.
I didn't even think Love got involved in that.
He may have only gotten like a glancing blow. But yeah, Brandon Jones, he's one of those drivers that's kind of just there because of family money. So, and he's never really shown an abundance of talent to really show that he deserves to be there. Right. To an extent, I think he's earned some of the opportunities. Like, in particular, back in 2019, right before the pandemic, he was looking actually like he was starting to make some progress, outdueling Kyle Busch for an Xfinity Series win at Phoenix. I think he won 3 or 4 races that year, but ultimately he just has not done much of anything in terms of actually, again, earning the opportunities that he's gotten.
So it looks like they changed it from red to yellow on the screen.
So. Yep, so the red flag has been lifted, which allows teams on pit road to begin to work on the cars, because during the red flag they can't even work on the cars. Now, a real big caveat to that is you can't work on your car for the race. You can grab parts off the backup car, though, and start getting all that stuff ready. In fact, one time there was a long enough red flag that at Bristol back
I hope they're not trying to take that shit.
They might be cutting it off. They may be trying to cut off whatever they don't need for body work.
Oh, yeah, they're definitely cutting.
Yeah, that's a big sozzle. But yeah, most overtime finishes in a season. Only one season's had more overtimes, and that was 2021. And we still got 5 races to go, including this race. Although, actually, this race is already going to overtime, so that one's already counted. That's not number of overtimes, but number of races that ended in overtime. So all we need is one more race to end in overtime to tie the record, 2 in the Xfinity Series to break the record.
Can they run without a bumper?
They need the structural parts of the bumper, but the big kind of front pieces that indicate what the car is, they don't really need. They can kind of take most of those parts off as long as the kind of rail behind it is still intact.
Okay.
Like the actual bumper bar itself, as long as those parts for the most part are still intact. But yeah, let's go ahead and see. Now that they've started to roll around, that should cycle the drivers to where they should be on this one. So
16's coming off of pit road or coming in.
Yeah, so Eric Almirola in 22nd is literally the highest finishing driver of ours at this point. Let's see, 26. Where is number 26?
Car 16 just came off pit road.
Oh, Dean Thompson actually in 13th. So you've got Dean Thompson, I've got Eric Almirola for the end of the race. They're both on the lead lap, and they're both still in contention for a win. Alright. But we are going to go ahead and end the poll and go ahead and fire up a new one here. Alright.
That takes just, flying around.
Yep, that it is.
'21's really taped up.
Yep. To go with for the end of the race. Who do we think is going to win? I put the top 3 and then an option for other because there's a long list of drivers who can finish.
And if you hit other,
could win this one. Yep, yeah. If you guys put in other, I'd love to hear you guys' comments. Alright.
Who do you think?
Who do I think? Honestly, I think the winner's gonna. Honestly, Leland Honeyman Jr. could be the guy who upsets the apple cart here. He would.
Good possibility.
And say he's got nothing to lose.
Just a wreck. That's all he has to lose.
But yeah, I think there's a good chance though that we could see Riley Herbst go ahead and get another win here as well, though. The Fords definitely tend to have the horsepower. The problem is that they usually lose out on the game of numbers because they have way less Fords out there than any other car make in this race. And Toyota doesn't have a whole ton either. And then Chevy just has a absolute boatload. Allmaire's, though, not very far off considering all the other crashes that have happened. He's going to be right in the mix at Charlotte next week. But yeah, after all the crashes that have happened, and it kind of all cycled back around here. Yeah, so Sam Mayer and Sammy Smith both make it through the crash as the two drivers from Junior Motorsports who weren't knocked out of the race in that one.
They got lucky.
Yeah, that is definitely lucky there. Alright, so here we go, getting ready for the choose cone. Let's see. If you're Herbst, I think you have to take the bottom. I know the top's been working pretty well here, but I think you got to try and take the bottom here. It's the shortest distance around. Look at the two's front bumper.
I know.
Barely hanging on there. Alright, here we go. Yep. Lights go off on the pace car. It is choose cone time. Yep. Herbst goes to the bottom line. Chandler Smith and Leland Honeyman Jr. also follow behind him. Meanwhile, on the outside line, you got Sammy Smith, Sheldon Creed, and Ryan Sieg making up those first three rows on the outside line. Love and Mayer are inside and outside lane of row 4, and Brennan Poole and David Starr make up row number 5 as we're going to be getting ready for overtime racing here. And we are getting ready to go.
With 3 laps to go on it.
Yeah, it'll be 2 laps to go when we go green because it's overtime. 2 to go.
Hopefully no one decides to wreck.
Yeah, so we don't go to double overtime?
I swear.
Hey, you know what's better than double overtime?
None.
Triple overtime?
If it's quadruple overtime, then we're screwed.
Hey, we had a race earlier this year at Nashville in the Cup Series that went to 5 overtimes.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
That must have been really long.
Yes, it was. It was already an evening start time for the race, so yeah, it was definitely a late race there. But, yep, so Riley Herbst, Sammy Smith, Chandler Smith, the top 3 there. Again, Leland Honeyman Jr., I think, is the biggest wild card that you could imagine here in this one.
If he can find a decent gap between them, he could actually get it.
I mean, hey, imagine the top 3 wipe each other out and he comes through the smoke.
Or he ends up eating their back bumper and being in the wreck with them.
Yeah, well, that's very possible, too.
Because it's a chain reaction?
Well, yeah, but I've seen drivers make it through the smoke before as well.
Yeah, if they're at the tail end because they can see it coming. When you're bumper to bumper.
I'll show you a highlight after this race. But here we go. Pace car is off, and we're going to be getting ready to go back to racing. 2x2. Again, Sammy Smith on the outside, Riley Herbst on the inside. Who's going to win this one? 2 laps to go. Heading into the Geico restart zone, and it is going to be green, green, green. Green flag is out, and we are back to racing here in overtime. 2 laps to go here on the CW, and let's see who's going to be able to get the better push here. Because at Talladega, the push is everything. Going 2x2 into turn number 1 and 2 here. Sheldon Creed giving a massive push here. Leland Honeyman Jr. hanging back. Ryan Sieg potentially looking for his first NASCAR Xfinity Series win here. The pushing down the back straightaway. You've got 2 pairs of 2. Sammy Smith and Sheldon Creed. And, Sheldon Creed backs out and goes down to the bottom to work with his teammate on the bottom. And Chandler Smith. And they go single file. The front 4 are single file here. Drivers are dropping back in the back half of the pack. But everything looks clean. We are going to probably get to the white flag. And we are going to see this race end at the end of this next lap. No second overtime, and we go to, the race will end. White flag is thrown. Here comes Sammy Smith on the bottom of the racetrack. Riley Herbst on the top. The Joe Gibbs Racing cars to the middle. Chandler Smith through the middle. They absolutely leave Riley Herbst behind.
Oh, it might be
Riley
close.
Herbst's going to get another push here from the 27 of Jeb Burton. Going to give him another shot. Chandler Smith tries to get the back bumper lined up with the front bumper of Riley Herbst. Stops that momentum, but right now, Sammy Smith on the bottom has all the momentum. And another potential push coming here as Ryan Sieg gets to the back bumper here. Ryan Sieg to the back bumper of the 8 of Sammy Smith. And as long as he doesn't wreck him, I believe that will be Sammy Smith getting out ahead. And that is going to be Sammy Smith pulling ahead. And to the checkered flag, Sammy Smith wins Talladega as they spin behind. Sheldon Creed goes for a spin. Sheldon Creed goes for a spin, and that is going to wrap up this Talladega race.
Wow.
Sammy Smith first, Ryan Sieg second, Riley Herbst third, fourth, Sheldon Creed. Sheldon Creed got fourth despite the spin. And fifth place will be Chandler Smith.
He passed the checkered and he's like, screw it, I'm spinning.
Yep. Jesse Love comes home sixth, seventh, Jeb Burton, eighth, David Starr, ninth, Brendan Poole, and rounding out the top 10, Kyle Sieg. Younger brother of Ryan.
I don't think we predicted Sammy Smith to actually coming close to the first.
Oh yeah, no, he was not on the list of drivers I had predicted to go ahead and steal this one. I mean, it was definitely a possibility where he was right there in the mix, but yeah, he was definitely a underdog to go ahead and get that win. Although granted, his car is still really clean for considering all the wrecks that happened.
Wasn't he involved in one? Like a minor one, but not too bad?
I don't remember if he was involved in one or he narrowly avoided it, but yeah. And here comes AJ Allmendinger. Curious to see what he's going to end up doing. They were putting a camera on him for something. I don't know what they were...
Probably just coming out of pit.
Yeah, but typically when they show the winner of the race, usually they're focused on the winner unless there's a fight getting ready to break out or something. So unless they must have thought that Allmendinger was going to go fight somebody. I just don't know who he would be going out there to fight. Brandon Jones is already out the race, so he's not out there to go fight. But there is the burnout from Sammy Smith. So if you guys just came for the reaction, thank you guys for tuning in. As per usual, we will go through the full finishing order. So if you guys want to know where your favorite driver finished and they weren't in the top 10, we will be going through that here.
And we will let you know if they're out due to the crashes.
Yeah, but for the most part, though, if you guys just came for the reaction, we will look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow for the NASCAR Cup Series race from the Talladega Superspeedway. And, we're looking forward to a pretty good race there.
Hopefully that one doesn't go into overtime like this one.
Considering it's already 188 laps
Yeah.
of racing.
This one already turned into 98.
Yep, nearly 100 laps of racing there. But, so let's go ahead and read through the full finishing results. So, again, Sammy Smith, as we mentioned, he gets his first win of the season there, punching his ticket to the next round of the playoffs, as well as he is a playoff driver. Goes from the furthest down in points to now an automatic berth to the next round of the playoffs. That is going to shake up the points. We'll have to see that later in a moment when they show the points. Ryan Sieg second. Riley Herbst coming home with a strong third place there. Fourth place, Sheldon Creed. Fifth place, Chandler Smith. We already went over these guys when we ran down the top 10. Jesse Love coming home with a top 10 in sixth with the bumper hanging off. Jeb Burton, one of the most taped up cars I've seen in a decent chunk of time, coming home seventh. David Starr eighth. Ninth will be Brendan Poole, and rounding out your top 10 today will be Kyle Sieg. AJ Allmendinger was 11th in that race. 12th, Parker Kligerman. 13th goes to Tommy Joe Martins. Leland Honeyman Jr. ends up finishing all the way down in 14th place. And rounding out the top 15 is Ryan Ellis in the 43 car. Sam Mayer comes home in the 16th position. 17th for Matt DiBenedetto. Good recovery drive there for Matt, who we really didn't talk a whole lot about today. CJ McLaughlin coming home in the 07 car in the 18th position. Blaine Perkins in the 29 car comes home 19th. And rounding out the top 20, very fittingly, Eric Almirola in 20th position. And, just going back to a little bit of bragging rights there about our drivers, finishing one spot ahead of Gus Dean for, or not Gus Dean, Dean Thompson for the head-to-head of our drivers that we picked. So yeah, there we go.
Yeah, just rub it in. Thank you.
Dean Thompson 21st, and here's the point. So AJ Allmendinger 10 points below Sam Mayer going into this final race at the Charlotte Roval next week. Shane Van Gisbergen and Parker Kligerman probably both going to need to win at 20 plus points out. Allgaier and Allmendinger are going to need amazing points days if they want to have a shot at advancing on points. Sam Mayer needs to just have a nice quiet day and hope that AJ Allmendinger and Allgaier aren't miles ahead of him. And he's a pretty good road racer, so that's very possible. I think the biggest question mark is I think Jesse Love or Riley Herbst could end up altering.
We got track, tomorrow's track.
Yep. The website crashed over there, so the leaderboard on... I'll go ahead and just hide away the leaderboard, but... But continuing the list, we had Dean Thompson 21st, 22nd Joey Gase, Carson Ware coming home in the 23rd position, 24th, and the final driver on the lead lap, Austin Hill. Dylan Lupton coming home one lap off the pace in 25th, 26th for Justin Allgaier, 27th Cole Custer, 28th was Carson Kvapil, 29th Brandon Jones, and rounding out your top 30 is Anthony Alfredo. The 31 car coming home in 31st place, Parker Retzloff. Kyle Weatherman coming home in 32nd. 33rd goes to the 19 of Taylor Gray. In 34th spot is going to be Jordan Anderson today in the 32 car. Josh Williams in the 11 coming home in 35th place. Shane Van Gisbergen, after his wreck that he was involved in, coming home 36th on the day. Jeremy Clements in the 51 car coming home 37th. And rounding out your field from today's race, dead last on the field will be Nick Light, 57 laps off the pace in 38th place. So that is your full field rundown. And once again, thank you guys for everybody that stayed tuned. No fight that we've seen breaking out, but there's Justin Allgaier coming over to congratulate his teammate on the win. And again, that is a big time win because now he is in the final 8 and can go for potentially one of those four spots at the championship next round. So again, thank you guys for watching, and hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next video, live stream, or whatever you guys decide to do with the rest of your day. Have a great day, everybody, and goodbye!